So, how do you convert an array to a list in Java? That's a great question. There's plenty of different ways depending on your specific use case and what libraries you're currently using. Also, if you need a specific list implementation, the most appropriate way can change. For most situations, though, we don't need to be too specific. So I'll simply go into a few basic methods and their use cases. I've gone ahead and declared an array with some example elements in it, a list variable where we'll store the converted array, and finally, I've written some code which will print out the list elements so we can test our conversion. Now that we have all that set up, I'll first go over a method many of us learn that also supports older Java versions. That is the static method, arrays.asList, which is used like this, passing in the array as the sole parameter. With this method, you can modify specific items using the set method and specifying an index. As such, if we run it now, we can see that this worked as expected, printing out all three items. The problem with this method, though, is that while we can modify specific entries, it returned a fixed size list, so we cannot use methods like remove, add, or clear, which modify the size of the list. If I try to use one of these, such as add, then proceed to run it, we can see this call results in an exception, more specifically, an unsupported operation exception. To resolve this, we can wrap this call into a specific list constructor, such as ArrayList, just like I'm doing here. This works for any list implementation that has a constructor which accepts a list, collection, or iterable. The resulting constructed list is now resizable and mutable like you would expect of any manually created list. Therefore, if we run the code now, we can see both the set and add calls work just fine, with all four elements printing out with the proper value. Now, my favorite method of creating a list from an array, List.of, which is a fabulous method added in Java 9. You can manually pass in an array, like we're doing here, or specifically specify multiple items as the method has a varargs parameter. Keep in mind, though, that this method results in a fixed size, immutable list, so you cannot even use methods such as set, which IntelliJ is even trying to tell us here. If I attempt to run this code, keeping just the set call, we can see that even this doesn't work, again, resulting in that unsupported operation exception. Mutable collections like this can be useful in a lot of situations, but if you need mutability, consider the previous solutions. Now, if you're stuck using a version of Java before Java 9, though, there's an alternative method for creating an immutable list, and that is using the arrays.asList method from earlier, and then passing that resulting list into the static method collections.unmodifiableList, which has a pretty nice self-explanatory name. Just like before, the resulting list cannot be modified, added to, or removed from. So if we run this code with just the set method, we'll see the same result as the list.of method, the unsupported operation exception. Overall, these four methods should cover most common use cases, or at least help put you in the right direction. But if you need any more help or any specific clarifications, please let me know in the comments or on my Discord, and I'll do my best to help you. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next Java video. See you. Bye.